guys, what's up? Welcome back to Southern Gal True Crime. It's Sunday. Hope everybody has had a good week. It's pretty good here. Down here in the South, it has finally started. The weather's finally started cooling down a little bit, so I'm hoping that fall is very close because I'm so tired of this hot weather. But that's the per usual for Arkansas weather. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for dropping in and hanging out with me for a little bit. It is Sunday. We lighten it up a little bit on Sundays. So today, I will be bringing you some dumb criminals because we all know that there is no shortage of dumb criminals out there, and it's always fun to take a look at their antics. So I've compiled a little list of some clippings that I found over the last few weeks, and finally got a chance to put them together and do another one of these videos. I think this is the third installment. The first two did very well. Y'all seem to like taking a look at some dumb criminals. So we will take a look at them together, get a few chuckles and probably a few what the F's. But anyway, and if you are new here, I share during the week. I share missing persons, cold cases, some current true crime in the news. If there's any new information that comes out in the news about some of these higher profile cases, usually on Wednesdays I will do a short little video to bring you that information. The majority of the cases that I do feature are the lower profile cases, the ones that don't get all the national media attention, but I feel that is my heart, is to bring you these lower profile cases, because no matter who they are, what the circumstances, every missing person deserves to have their story told, to keep their name out there so that they are never forgotten. But first, at the beginning of all my videos I feature a current missing person. And this information, as always, comes from, get my slides straight, comes from neverforgottenar.org, which is the Arkansas Missing Persons Database. I do live in Arkansas, so most of the missing persons that I feature are from Arkansas. I just want to bring aware to our missing persons to get their names out there, share their stories, in hopes of maybe generating some interest in them, and some just most importantly to get their name out there so they're never forgotten. So I will put a link to this specific person that I'm featuring tonight in the description box. So I please implore you to share it anywhere and everywhere, because the more people that see it, the better. So today's or tonight's missing person is Camden Boland. He is a 17-year-old white male, 6'2", 150 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. He went missing on August 13th of this year, so just about a month ago. And he went missing from Little Rock, Arkansas. So if you have any information about Camden or his disappearance, you can contact the Little Rock Police Department at 501-371-4605. So that is our missing person. Like I said, please, please, please share it. Will be very much appreciated. All right, with that very important information taken care of, we will now get to our Dumb Criminals, Volume 3. Get it. There we go. Full screen. Okay, I have to get it full screen so I can read it, because my eyes aren't so good as I get older. Like I said, I've just kind of skimmed over these when I was searching, so we will learn together. So we'll see what we have first. Oh, this is a good one. Police, help find my pot. It's always bad when you lose your pot, apparently. I don't partake in it. Back in my younger days, I may have partaken in it a couple of times, but now my friends, that was a different story. Anyway, I won't tell off on myself. That's been a lot of years ago. So we will see what this lady. Why in the world would you ask police to help find your pot? Like I said, as a friend of mine, a law enforcement officer, you say you don't catch the smart ones, you know. So, a dopey pot smoker spent her birthday, no less, in jail after asking police to help find her drug stash. Well, there's your problem. That was the first mistake of many. Shane Walker was planning to celebrate her 25th birthday when she realized that her marijuana had been stolen by her boyfriend. So not only is her pot stolen, but her boyfriend took it. I'd be kicking that boy to the curb. She called officers in Charleston, West Virginia, and she even told them that she planned to sell the drugs to pay for a birthday treat. Well, I would think that, if you partake, that that would be the birthday treat. Could be wrong. Shane Walker wanted assistance getting her marijuana, the police report states. She stated that she had 3.5 ounces, and she also stated that she sells the marijuana. So that was her second mistake, or her third or fourth mistake at this point. Police found the drugs and charged Walker with possession. Of course. I just don't understand. And this is not the first story that I've come across where either people have called the police to say that they lost their pot, somebody stole their pot, or they were going to buy some pot and they got ripped off. So they called the police to come and arrest the person who ripped them off. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up, Like I said, no shortage of dumb criminals. All right, we'll see what we got going next. Oh, so we got some fast food rage. Usually we hear about road rage, but apparently now we have some fast food rage. Because a Taco Bell customer ends up in a SWAT team shootout after objecting to burrito 50 cents price increase. Well, you can't get mad at that. I mean, nowadays everything is a price increase. You go to the grocery store now, and get on my soapbox a minute. You go to the grocery store now, where you back in the day you spend $100 or so on groceries, and nowadays you buy the same amount of groceries and it's $200. So what can you expect? But anyway, so we will see what this fast food rage is all about. Faced with a price hike, most people would settle for a strongly worded letter of complaint. Yeah, that makes sense. But one Taco Bell customer was so enraged after his favorite beefy crunch burrito. Now, I don't know if I'd go to the level of a SWAT team shootout, but I like my beefy crunch burritos, so I might have a little bit of problem with the 50-cent price increase. The favorite beefy crunch burrito went up to 50 cents. That he allegedly tried to shoot the restaurant's manager. Now, I'm not making light of course, anybody. I do not, of course, condone shootouts of any kind. But this man is obviously, this gentleman obviously has some other kind of problems besides the fact that burritos went up by 50 cents. Ricardo Jones, 37, ended up in a 4-hour shootout with the SWAT team after he allegedly pulled out an air gun, a semi-automatic, and a pistol at the restaurant in San Antonio, Texas. No one was hurt in the incident, thank goodness. Police initially said Jones could face 3 charges of attempted capital M, but he has instead been charged with aggravated assault on a police officer, The San Antonio Express News reports. A straightforward order turned into a terrifying attack when Jones pulled up at a Taco Bell drive-thru in San Antonio at around 2 p.m. So, like I said, I like my Taco Bell, but this was just a 50 cent increase in a burrito. I mean, 50 cents is 50 cents, granted, but I mean, I think I've got 50 cents in the uh, console of my car that I keep. I throw all my change in there, and I think I could, give up another 50 cents to have my burrito. But anyway, like I said, obviously, this gentleman may have had some other problems besides burritos. All right. Oh, so now we have more food. Police solve case of the missing bacon. Now, I might have a problem if my bacon come up missing because I do like me some bacon. So, a Grand Rapids resident told police last week that someone had entered his home during the night and had taken 5 pounds of bacon from the refrigerator. So apparently we got a bacon snatcher out there. Like I said, I like bacon. If I was so inclined, and I might snatch some bacon. But upon further investigation, police discovered that his wife had gotten up for a late night snack, but was afraid to admit it. So, my question is, who can eat 5 pounds of bacon at one time? I can barely eat 5 pieces of bacon at one time. Well, I could eat more, but then I would be miserable, and my cholesterol would shoot through the roof, and it wouldn't be a pretty sight. But 5 pounds of bacon at one time, that just makes my stomach kind of roll just thinking about it. Excuse me while I get a drink. These allergies here have got my throat all scratchy. 5 pounds of bacon, man to man. So not only did he thought he lost 5 pounds of bacon, but it turned out his wife had it for a midnight snack. So interesting, very interesting. By the way, let me know what you think. Leave me some comments about any of these stories. I would love to hear what you have to say. All I ask is keep it respectful and nice, and play nice, and all get along, and everything be hunky dory. All right, let's see what we got next. Oh lordy. Okay, man fails to steal cop car despite being in the front seat with the keys. So right off the bat, I'm going to say this person is not trying to be disrespectful, but not too bright. Police officers in Amherst, Ohio, arrested a Lorain man they say tried to steal an Amherst police car. The incident happened outside the police station before 7 p.m. while an officer was leaving to check on a car crash. According to a news release, the Amherst Police Department, or according to a news release from the Amherst Police Department, the officer noticed a man sitting in the driver's seat of the police car with the doors locked. Officers tried to unlock the cruiser's doors, but were unable to remove the man from the car. Police said the man, 38-year-old Peter Theodo of Lorain, used the computer inside the cruiser and the police radio to ask dispatch how to put the car in gear. Really? So first, you can't steal the police car despite the fact that you have the keys, and then you have to use the contact dispatch to so they can tell you how to put it in gear. What the F? This is like I told you, we was going to have some what the F moments. I hope to God that this person does not have a driver's license. Or if he does have a driver's license, it definitely needs, in my opinion, to be taken away. Police said the man, 38-year-old Peter Theodo used a computer inside the cruiser, asked police dispatch how to put the car in gear. Theodo told police officers that he wanted to take the car out on patrol to protect the people of Amherst. Really? I'm sure you're probably thinking what I'm thinking, that the people of Amherst need to be protected from people like this gentleman, who obviously doesn't, obviously is I don't want to use the word stupid, but not bright enough to he's sitting in front of a police station in a police car with the keys in it, can't get it started, can't even get it in gear, calls dispatch, thinking, oh yeah, they're gonna tell me how to get this car in gear so I can go out and protect the people of Amherst. I'm telling you, once again, you can't make this stuff up. Oh, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. These people just kill me. And people, my family and people wonder why I do not like to go out anymore and do anything, because there are crazy people like this out there everywhere. But anyway, moving on. All right. Another man arrested after reporting theft to the police. All right. We'll see what this is all about. This is from Dover, New Hampshire. A Dover man who called police to report that someone had stolen a large amount of cash from his home was arrested after responding officers saw marijuana in his house and determined that he was dealing drugs. So once again, we have somebody calling the police to report a theft of drugs and or money. It looks like these people would learn by now. Obviously, they don't watch the news to see that this happens and what happens when you call the police to report that either somebody stole your drugs or stole your money that you made from selling drugs. So, Timothy R. Murray has been charged with the sale of controlled drugs and possession of controlled narcotic drugs. He was released on $25,000 bail and is scheduled to appear in court. Police said the 38-year-old Murray called them last month to report the theft. Investigators allege he was selling pot, prescription drugs, and hallucinogenic mushrooms, so he was shrooming, from the home. Police allege that his girlfriend, 24-year-old Katie Moody, stole $3,000 and drugs. So not only somebody stole his drugs, but once again, it was his girlfriend. Police allege she faces burglary and drug charges, and she was released on $5,000 bail, and she is due to appear in court. So once again, stolen drugs and or money, or both, and the girlfriend stole it. So these poor people who have these drugs and getting stolen, and not even strangers are stealing it, but it's boyfriends are stealing it, girlfriends are stealing it. You just can't trust anybody anymore. Note the sarcasm in my voice. All right, next. Oh goodness. I see a theme here. We have a theme of marijuana here going on, which is not unusual these days. So, driver smokes joint at police stop. All right. A brazen driver shocked police by lighting up a joint at a traffic checkpoint in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. So this is from Canada. The RCMP were conducting a routine vehicle inspection Wednesday afternoon when the smell of marijuana caught their attention. Officers walked over to a car with its windows rolled down, and inside was a man casually smoking a joint. Of course, because that's what you do at a police checkpoint. Just pass the time by lighting one up. I honestly don't know what to think. RCMP Traffic Services Corporal Andy Hamilton told CBS News. It doesn't make any sense to a police officer or the person on the street. This person is obviously a user, a consumer, but why he decided to light up within eyesight of the officers is anybody's guess. Well, my guess as to why he would do that is he's been partaking a little bit too much with the pot. Like I said, I've only done it a couple of times, and nothing against people who do it. To me, in my opinion, marijuana is, as long as it is controlled and it is legal in the state you are in for recreational use. I don't think. Oh, hold on, I forgot. Once again, I forgot to plug up my phone to the charger. 1 second. Always with the technical difficulties with me. All right, there we go. We got power. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so I'm not opposed. I mean, if that's what you want to do, if you want to partake in marijuana, to me, as long as it is used responsibly, and it is legal in whatever state you're in for recreational use, it's not any worse than alcohol. As long as they have, and they haven't been improving the standardized test to use if they stop someone and think that they're under the influence. So it's easier to detect and to determine if they are under the influence. And if they are under the influence and driving, they most definitely need to be arrested and go to jail. But anyway, that's my soapbox. That's my opinion on that. Let's see, where was I at? So officers spent an hour trying to determine if the man was impaired. He passed the test, but they charged him with possession of marijuana anyway. So apparently, and I don't know the Canadian laws regarding marijuana, but apparently it was enough to arrest him. Hamilton says it appears that this was the one and only joint that was smoked. So at least he got him one joint before he was arrested. Fortunately for the man, stupidity is not against the law. In my opinion, stupidity should be against the law. It's probably a good thing that it isn't. We wouldn't be able to write enough traffic tickets. Yeah, if stupidity was against the law, that you think the jails are crowded now, they would be overflowing if stupidity was against the law. All right. Now we go back to some more food. Man charged after cooking his own meal at Denny's. Man, I haven't been to a Denny's in a long time. I don't even know if there's still any around here. I'll have to check that out. My go-to is Waffle House now. I love some Waffle House. Go get some hash browns. Anyway, make myself hungry. This is from Madison, Wisconsin. Police say a Wisconsin man took the Denny's restaurant chain slogan, America's Diner is always open, too far. He marched into one of the restaurants announcing that he was the new boss and he cooked himself a dinner. James Summers walked into a Madison Denny's on Tuesday dressed in a maroon tie and a black trench coat, carrying a briefcase, according to the police. So apparently he was trying to look the part of the manager of a Denny's. He strode into the manager's office. He told them that he was the new general manager, and then fixed himself a burger, fries, and a soda before police arrived. So he was hungry. This is why you don't dine and dash, Summers yelled out to diners as officers took him away, police said in a release. Police found, this is scary, police found a stun gun in a hip holster under his coat and crack pipes in his briefcase. A criminal complaint showed prosecutors charged him Wednesday with disorderly conduct and possession of drug paraphernalia. Both are misdemeanors. And he was also charged with felony possession of I cannot talk today. Felony possession of an electronic weapon, which was the stun gun. So maybe, I've never done crack. I don't know if crack is like marijuana. Do you get the munchies if you smoke crack? So maybe he had the munchies and wanted to go in and fix himself a burger and some fries. Oh goodness. Like I said, I don't do not understand these people. But it's fun to take a look at them. All right. Oh, this one. I remember this one. This one is actually a little bit scary. This one is just a bit sorry, I can't get my table here situated right. This one is actually a bit scary. This is from the US. A woman arrested for calling her ex-boyfriend 77,000 times in a week. Let me repeat that. She called her ex-boyfriend 77,000 times in 1 week. Stalkerish much? Psychopathic much? So this was in Albuquerque. A New Mexico woman was finally arrested this morning by officers of the Albuquerque Police Department in what could be the most extreme case of stalking ever recorded in the history of the country. No S. This is, like I said, this is scary. The 28-year-old woman allegedly not only called her ex-boyfriend 77,639 times in 1 week, but also sent him over 1,900 emails, over 41,000 text messages, 217 sung messages. I'm not sure what sung messages are. And 647 letters in the same amount of time. Wow. I have no words for this. This lady, not to make light of, I definitely do not make light of mental illness, but evidently this lady has some has some stuff going on. And I hope she gets the help that she needs to figure out what is going on with her. Apparently she was obviously obsessed with her ex-boyfriend. That's it. This is a scary one. So, like I said, Godspeed to her, and I hope she gets the help that she needs. Oh my goodness. Whenever you have a headline, charges dropped against cop caught having sex with cows, you know this one's going to be a doozy. Okay. This comes from Mount Holly, New Jersey. A former New Jersey police officer accused of having a moonlight tryst with a group, not just one cow, a group of cows, will not be facing animal cruelty charges after all, after a grand jury couldn't determine whether the cattle consented to the apparent one-night stand. Try not to laugh. I would like to know how a cow gives a consent to have a one-night stand. Now, I've lived on a farm all my life. My grandparents used to raise cattle, so I'm used to being around cows. But I'm unsure of how a cow would give consent for a midnight tryst. Moving on. According to prosecutors, an ex-Moortown police officer, sorry, this writing is very small. Robert Meta Jr. Dropped his trousers and let the animals, how am I going to say this? Let the animals taste his family jewels, all while videotaping the obscene act. Oh my goodness. So first of all, this man obviously has problems. He likes animals. He videotapes it. That always with the videotaping. Do these people not know that, especially in this day and age, video is usually the key to solving some of these crimes. Anyway, so he's videotaping the obscene act on a Southampton farm, and this happened in 2006. It remained unclear whether the calves were tormented or puzzled. Puzzled. Well, I'm sure they were puzzled. Tormented, probably, yeah. I don't understand. I love animals. I love all kinds of animals. So I do not understand why he was not charged with cruelty to animals. But I'm sure they were puzzled about what was going on with this crazy man out there having fun with them. Superior Court judge ruled Wednesday that prosecutors failed to present sufficient evidence to jurors that proved that Mila's alleged actions, in fact, tormented the cows. Like I said, in my opinion, they probably were tormented. Mela was under police investigation after he and an ex-girlfriend were charged with assaulting 3 young girls in 2008. Detectives discovered videos at his home during a search. Well, that took an unexpected turn. So definitely this gentleman and his girlfriend, if they're not already in jail, they definitely need to be in jail for the assault of these little girls. So not only do they unfortunately assault little girls, apparently they like to assault cattle. Big problems going on here. Big problems. All right. All right. So next one, police. Man breaks into South Bend home, vacuums and folds laundry. Well, I can say I wish somebody would break into my home and vacuum and fold my laundry. Just saying. This is from South Bend, Indiana. Imagine coming home to a clean house, your laundry folded, and dinner made. Oh, he made dinner too. That's a plus. Yeah, definitely. Come to my house, fold my laundry, vacuum my floor, fix me some dinner, because I hate to cook. It is a dream come true for most people, but for one South Bend woman, it was a shocking and unwelcome invasion of her home. And yes, I'm making light of a little bit, but I'm not making light of home invasion. That is definitely not okay. Anne Murray came home Monday night around 11:30 p.m. and found a strange man in her apartment on North Lance Court. She thought that she was being robbed, but instead, the man had cooked some chicken and onions in a pot. Well, that sounds good. Folded my clothes and swept my floor, Murray says. That's right. The burglar was making dinner, had already organized Murray's laundry and cleaned her floors. When asked if he did a good job, Murray laughed and said, yeah, he drank up my orange juice, but it's cool because he swept my floors and folded my clothes. So apparently, I guess she didn't feel threatened. She was making light of it. While Murray has a sense of humor about what happened, the strange break-in has left her and her son somewhat scared and nervous, obviously. They did not sleep in their apartment for 2 days and are thinking about moving to a different complex. So she did make light of it a little bit, but yes, it definitely would be scary to come home and find a strange man or woman in your apartment, even if they were just fixing your dinner, folding your clothes, sweeping your floors. You know, it would be most definitely shocking. It would be nice, you know, to have like I said, to have your floor swept and your dinner made when you got home. All right. Oh, goodness. So apparently, this is from Fairfield, Connecticut. Robbers called bank to get money ready. This is going to be a good one already. Police in Connecticut say even they were surprised by the actions of these criminals. Two would-be robbers called a bank ahead of time to get the money ready, and they were arrested at the scene. Really? Now, granted, we are talking about dumb criminals, but so you're going to call ahead. Hey, I'm fixing to come rob your bank. Please have the money in a bag. I'm ready to go for me. Thanks. Fairfield police say they arrested a 27-year-old Albert Bailey and an unidentified 16-year-old boy on robbery and threatening charges Tuesday afternoon at the People's United Bank branch bank. Sergeant James Perez says the two Bridgeport residents called the bank and told a worker to get a bag of money ready. Perez says they showed up at the bank 10 minutes later, but police had been notified and arrested the suspects in the parking lot. Oh, dear Jesus. I sometimes I think and I don't like having this attitude, but sometimes I have just given up on humanity. Sometimes I just want to maybe be kind of like those survivalists and doomsday survivalist people. You just go off the grid and disappear, and you don't have to worry about all these crazy and dumb people out there. Plus, you wouldn't have to worry about social media and work and all the other crap that goes on in this world. So, anybody out there, if you want to rob a bank, just call them ahead of time and have them the money ready for you. Drive through the drive-through, and they'll just hand it right to you. Of course, you'll get arrested, but hey. Oh, getting stranger and stranger. Oh my goodness! Now, well, this kind of hits rings a bell for me. I will explain why. Man hides stolen TV in his pants. This is from, I don't know where it's from. A flat screen television inside a man's pants proved none too difficult for a police officer to spot outside a Walmart in Egan. Don't know where Egan is. Anyway, the sharp eye led to the arrest of Eric Lee King, 21, of Columbia Heights, who was charged with a shoplifting misdemeanor and a felony on suspicion of illegally possessing a potent prescription drug. On December 5th, a police officer in the Walmart parking lot, and of course it happens at a Walmart. On December 5th, a police officer in the Walmart parking lot off of Pilot Knob Road saw King leave the business and drop a box of candy. The officer called out to let him know, but King did not respond and kept walking through the lot, his legs stiff and his feet were shuffling. Now, it does not say how big this TV was that he put in his pants. I don't know how big of a TV you could get in your pants. I suppose if you're wearing the big baggy pants, you could get whatever. So I told you that this kind of rings a bell for me. A few years ago, I did work at a Walmart for 15 years. One of the departments I worked in was the meat department. And you would be surprised or not how many people would come back to the meat department and stuff their pants full of packages of meat. And of course, it was always the very expensive steaks and, ribeyes, T-bones, but they would just have the big baggy pants on and just stuff them full of meat. The big packages of the ribs, stick them down the pants legs, and walk out the door with them. That happened on more than one occasion. Somebody, I would be back doing my work in the meat department, and somebody would, another associate would come back with the cart just piled full of meat. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Well, somebody tried to walk out with all this stuffed inside their pants. And I'm like, what the F? Once again, a what the F moment. Anyway. So I have had some experience in people stuffing stuff down their pants and trying to steal it. But I guess just if you want your steaks, you got to do what you got to do to get them. All right. So, oh goodness. Teen talked out of robbing a sex shop after being offered a job. Then he was arrested after he put his real name on the application. Once again, you don't catch the smart ones. A teenage boy was arrested after he tried to rob a sex shop, but ended up filling out a job application. Police tracked him down because he gave the clerk his real name. Of course he did. Cody Connor, 17, walked into Cuba's Corner in DeBerry, Florida. Of course it's in Florida. Just saying. Wednesday afternoon, he pulled out a gun and demanded money, according to the police. Instead, the clerk, Cheryl Hunter, 32, talked to the teen about why he decided to stick up the store. When he told her that he needed money to help his grandparents pay their bills, well, that was sweet. She slyly offered to get him a job at the store, the Orlando Sentinel reported. For a tense moment, the teen considered, then pocketed the pistol. They sat together as he filled out a job application for the sex shop which specializes in skimpy lingerie. So this one it wasn't too bad, except for the fact that he pulled a gun. But he said he just needed some money to help his grandparents pay their bills, which is a nice gesture. The wrong way to go about it, but at least he has some good intentions. The clerk, the lady working the shop, very smart of her to sit down and de-escalate the situation, offer him a job, and he was eventually arrested. So good outcome all the way around. And hopefully somehow his grandparents got some money to pay their bills, because we have to take care of our mamas and our daddies and our grandparents. It's always important. All right. We've been on 45 minutes. We'll try to hurry up and get through the rest of this. Let's see. Robber hands gun to cashier by mistake during a robbery. As happens. The thief raided the Halifax Bank in Cheapside in the City of London. So this is from the UK, demanding £700,000 in cash from the bank worker. But after making his demands, the crook, who was wearing shades and a flat cap, handed over his gun to the cashier instead of a bag. The male cashier froze as the cook realized his mistake. He made a grab for his gun before running off as the security shutters came down. So, how would you, well, once again, we know how, because there's dumb criminals. How do you accidentally hand your gun to a, sorry, there's a gnat flying around me. Accidentally hand your gun instead of the bag. Once again, maybe he was in a hurry. Who knows? With these type of criminals, who knows? I gave up trying to understand stupid criminals a long time ago, but they're still fun to take a look at. All right. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Car thief suspect asks undercover cop for a ride. Once again, as happens. This is from Salem, Oregon. A suspect who police said abandoned a stolen car soon found a ride, except it was directly to jail thanks to an undercover officer on duty nearby the scene of the crime. A Salem police officer spotted a parked Acura Integra near Bush Park Thursday after it had been reported stolen. The officer soon saw a man get into the car and drive away before stopping the car on Owen Street and fleeing on foot. About a half hour later, investigators said 31-year-old Lloyd Wright walked up to an undercover Salem police officer sitting in a parked car and asked the officer for a ride. Wright was cuffed and taken to jail, charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle and criminal trespass. So that was some bad luck. Stole a police car, or stole a car. Apparently decided to ditch it. Maybe he was afraid he was going to get caught, asked for a ride, and it just so happens he asked for a ride from an undercover cop. Bad day for him. All right. All right, we got more. All right. Oh, goodness. Florida man, once again from Florida. Just saying. Florida man tries to pawn stolen jewelry at store managed by woman whose home he had just robbed. This is going to be a good one. So, from Florida, some criminals are just dumb. Well, duh. Others have incredibly bad luck. 33-year-old Nathaniel Coleman of Immokalee, Florida, is the latter. He pulled off what seemed like a successful home robbery and made off with thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, but then made the cosmically doomed accident of trying to pawn off the stolen goods at a store managed by the woman who owned the home that he had just robbed. Imagine that is the coincidence of all coincidences. Another bad luck. Coleman walked into Maryland's boutique on the 200 block of West Main Street in Immokalee on Monday, according to the Naples Daily News. He started showing the store manager the goods that he was looking to sell, but then the woman realized that they were suspiciously identical to items from her own jewelry collection. And I can just imagine this lady running her jewelry store, pawn shop, whatever it was. Somebody brings in jewelry. She looks at it. Oh, hey, I have something just like that. Oh, wait a minute. They're mine. I'm telling you, I just don't know. Don't know about these people. Bad luck. Bad luck. Bad luck for him. Good luck for her. All right. I think this is maybe another one for Florida. You see a theme here. No offense to my Florida friends. Anyway, Okeechobee man foiled in bank robbery attempt by lack of bag for money. From Okeechobee County, a man was foiled in his attempt to rob a bank because he did not bring a bag with him, according to the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Office. Joseph Allen Price, 61, of Okeechobee, walked into the PNC Bank in the 200 block of South Highway, blah, 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 about 2:42 p.m. Friday, deputies said. He had written a note demanding cash and handed it to a teller, the sheriff's office said. The note instructed the teller to put the cash in a bag, but she told Price that she didn't have a bag. Price, who did not show a weapon, pointed to the note, but the teller again told him that she had no bag. So empty-handed, Price left the bank and hopped on a bicycle he had left in a wooded area near the bank. Oh, my God. So you're going to go rob a bank, but you're not going to bring a bag to put your loot in after you get it. Pretty much par for the course. Oh my goodness, these people are wearing me out with the with this stupidity. Then I hope y'all are finding it interesting and entertaining. Just please let me know in the comments what you think about any of these cases. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. Be respectful of each other. Um, and no less, his getaway vehicle was a bicycle. So doesn't say if they apprehended him or not. Who knows? All right. Oh, good. Now I have heard. This is an older story. I came across this. I think this is one of the first ones I found when I was looking for these stories. Man eats underwear to beat breathalyzer. Why not? I watch a lot of. I love watching the Live PD. Um, People will do anything to try to beat a breathalyzer test. Um, they have the little thing that you blow in, and they don't blow in it, they suck on it instead of blowing on it, and just to try to fool it. But as the police always tell them, you can't fool the breathalyzer. Anyway, so I'm not sure where this is from. It says Stetler. An 18-year-old Stetler man tried to eat his underwear in the hope that the cotton fabric would absorb alcohol before he took a breathalyzer test. Now, first of all, hopefully the underwear was clean. And even if it was clean, even if underwear is clean, it is not truly clean if you've been wearing it, if you get my drift. So he tried to eat the underwear. He thought he was going to absorb the alcohol. Um, Provincial court heard this week. David Zerf, can't pronounce the last name. We'll just call him David. David was subsequently acquitted of a charge of impaired driving because he blew a .08, which is the legal limit. David was, but the testimony that David, keep losing my place. This writing is so small. He was subsequently acquitted of a charge of impaired driving because he blew .08, but the testimony broke up people in Judge David McNaughton's provincial court on Thursday afternoon. So apparently, the people in the courtroom found it amusing that he had eaten his underwear. Mr. David was collared by RCMP, so this is in Canada, Constable Bill Robinson, after he ran from his vehicle, which had been seen weaving down the highway. And while sitting in the back of the patrol car, Mr. David tried to eat his shorts. That reminds me of the line in the Breakfast Club where Bender tells the teacher, "Eat my shorts." That's one of my favorite movies, by the way. Anyway, back to the story. While sitting in the car, back to the car, the patrol, he told him to eat his shorts. Mr. David said that he ripped the crotch out of his shorts, stuffed the fabric in his mouth, and then spit it out. So not only did he eat his shorts, he ate the crotch part. Ew. So I can understand why he spit it out. A class of law students from William E. Hay Composite High was in court as observers. They were removed by the teacher when testimony enlivened the proceedings. So apparently they were having a good laugh about Mr. David eating his shorts. The grade 11 and 12 students had difficulty maintaining composure. Well, anybody would. An adult, I'm sitting here laughing about a man eating his shorts. So of course, 11th and 12th grade, teenagers, you know how teenagers are. They're going to laugh at everything. People were leaving the courtroom with tears in their eyes and crying, trying not to laugh, said RCMP Constable Peter McFarland. So, gives a whole new meaning to the phrase "eat my shorts." Like I said, I had read this story before. It had been a while, and so I came across it. Like I said, when I was looking for clips to include. All right, whew, we're already almost at an hour. All right, burglar. Oh goodness gracious me! I thought you could only be arrested for burglary at night. Well, of course you did. A Willoughby man who believed he could only be charged with burglary if he committed the crime at night has pleaded guilty. On June 26, James Blankenship, 22, pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of breaking and entering into his mother's home. So he was breaking into his mother's home at night against her will. According to police, Blankenship's mother found her son attempting to break into her home through a first floor window earlier this month. The young man had not been welcome in his mother's home for approximately 3 months, nor did he have any possessions on the premises, police said. So apparently he had done something and his mother did not want him in the home. So this is another kind of scary one. Thank goodness the mother is okay as far as we know. But why would he think? Well, I ask why, but we know why. Why would you think that you can only be arrested for burglary at night? Once again, dumb criminals. No common sense. No sense at all, in my opinion. Okay, so now we have a burglar who butt dials his way to arrest. And this is from Sydney, Ohio. The dreaded butt dial did a number on a would-be burglar in Shelby County, so says the county sheriff. Sheriff John Linhart says it all went down Wednesday night in Sydney, starting with an emergency 911 call. A dispatcher realized it was a call from a cell phone and feared the worst. So she sent deputies to a home in the 500 block of Miami River Road in Sydney. Investigators say Douglas Wolliver, sorry that Nat is still here, made the call as he broke a window to get inside the house. He didn't dial directly. His cell phone was in his pocket, and his butt did the dialing. So his butt, he can blame his butt for getting him arrested. The deputies arrived at the house to find the window broken and the suspect hiding inside. The cell phone even gave away his hiding spot. So I guess they used the GPS to figure out where he was at. The phone was beeping due to a low battery. So what did the deputies do? They followed the sound and they got their man. Sheriff Linhart said the last time his deputies had to work that hard to solve a crime was when a suspect left his wallet behind. And Walliver now faces several charges. So you got to be careful with that butt dialing. I don't know what year this was. It may have been an older one before the smartphones, but I think the only you couldn't really. I don't think butt dial with the old flip phone. So apparently it was a smartphone. But I thought they had put in measures to help kind of stop the butt dialing, but apparently not. So his butt got him in trouble. His butt got him arrested. All right, that was the last one. All right, 1 hour. So I hope you found these dumb criminals interesting. Got a few chuckles. Granted, some of them had a little bit of a dark undertone, but not making light of that. But for the most part, those are pretty interesting. I enjoyed those. Pretty interesting, pretty funny. If you did enjoy it, please like it, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you haven't already, like I said, if you're new here, if you like what I do here at Southern Gal True Crime, please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you will be set the notification bell to all so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. I upload videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Most definitely on Mondays, I have Missing Person Monday. Fridays, I have my cold case of the week. Sometimes I do a video on Wednesday if there's any new information coming out about any high profile cases. And then, like I said, on Sundays, I'll do, sometimes when I have time, I'll do these, lighten it up a little bit with these, uh, stupid crimes, stupid criminals, weird crime videos. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here because I've been talking for too long. Thanks for sticking with me, though, for the ones that stuck with me. Until next time, please do take care of yourself. Be careful out there. Take care of each other. That's the most important thing that we can do. Take care of our fellow human beings so we can all make it through this life safely. So I will say sayonara for now, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.